the mother, she was, since she saw like what was already happening, instead of like just like refusing to go, she said, yes, thank you, I would like to go. And that's what surprised me, because she's all like, well, she saw that, she already knew what was going to happen, all of
Right.
her. And instead of saying no, she accepted the fact and she just went with it.
Yeah. It's horrible. Just went into that dark mouth. It's just horrible. It's a creepy story. You know? And it's like, a good man's hard to find. You start reading it, it's all like, oh, literature, and then it starts getting creepy and kind of weird. And what? And there's like cobwebs on you and there's blood everywhere. What? I'm reading the story, I'm covered in blood. What happened? It's the story I'm reading.
The story, I really liked it because it had so much imagery inside it. Like, I could just imagine the children cuddled around her mother, like glassy-eyed from hearing the gunshots from the forest. And the winds rustling outside. I remember that line for line. Like, I remember it.
Okay, this is good. Now, this is good. This is the idea of storytelling. If I'm around a campfire, I couldn't read this story because it's too long. If I'm around a campfire, I'm trying to scare some kids. You go, and then there's this wind that comes out. Goes over here. And that's like what you're doing in the glass. You know, so you're getting into it, and that's how you tell a scary story. And so, like, this is a scary story, but it's too long to tell in a campfire. But you got like a three-minute version of the story, or a 2-minute version of a scary story. This is a scary story, right? Yeah.
There's two things that bother me.
Yeah.
One, at the end, before the grandmother dies, what does she mean by when she says the misfit?
Yeah. Go to the story, guys. Let's go to that.
It says right.
Let's go to that paragraph. You bring it up.
Right here.
You're like, you're one of my own children.
Yes.
I didn't get that.
Okay, let's see that. Let's go back to that.
It says right here somewhere. Right here.
In the last page.
It's the last paragraph. It's like the second last paragraph.
Oh yeah. Here it is. It says twisted close to her own, as if she was going, as if he were going to cry, and she murmured, "Why, you're one of my babies. You're one of my own children." That's what I don't get. The other thing that kind of bothered me, got me wondering, was why was a cat like almost instantly purring next to him? Does that prove that statement?
Okay, that's good. So, the grandmother reaches out to touch him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when he touches them, what does he do? He springs back like a rattlesnake. I think it's like a snake. What is it? What's the exact description? Yeah, like a snake had bitten him, right? So he springs. I haven't read the story like 3 years, but he springs back like a snake had bitten him, and he just shoots her, right? All right. Now, there is a Jesus reference in this story. What do we do to Christ? We killed him. We killed Christ, right? Because he didn't fit. He was the misfit to the society. He didn't make sense to us. He was good to the poor, compassionate, kind, and then we crucified him.
And the elite Romans, like, they peed on him. They
spit on him. Threw
Threw
stuff at him. And these were the rich people doing this to the elite. They were the rich doing this to the poor. Because Christ was the poor, right? So here's a misfit. And he doesn't fit like Christ didn't fit. There's a lot of Christ imagery in this story. Now when she says, "You're one of my children," she's trying to connect, like, you're one of my babies. I am your mother. We are all together. Too late for that. And he springs back like a snake had bit him, like an animal, like a serpent, right? Remember, a snake is a serpent. And in the Bible, a serpent is an evil thing. Flannery O'Connor doesn't say a bear or a cat or a dog. A snake, which is a serpent. The serpent bit him. So we're seeing, like, what is he saying here? What is Flannery O'Connor saying? Is she saying that the misfit is Christ and he's just revenge back for not helping him? There's a lot of weirdness going on. So that's why when it came out, the Southerners were so upset. This is such a grotesque story. You're making all these crazy statements about society and religion and jail and criminals and massacres and killing people and going in the woods and what's going on there. And it's a very disturbing story. Now, I would say to you, before I make any more interpretations, you can go online and punch up interpretations of the story. And you'll just see, man, you'll just see pages and pages, thousands of pages coming out, analysis about this story. Analysis by professors and experts on Flannery O'Connor. Talking about this one story. There's dissertations, like 130-page papers written only on this story.
Professors have made a living
Yes.
off of just this one story.
Yes, professors are expert Flannery O'Connor experts. And all their lecture is on this story. It's intense. And you're reading it. This is how, when you finish this story, and you learn more about it, you're going to be so smart. I'm telling you. This is like boot camp. This is like CrossFit. This is like serious marathon. When you finish this story, what God says, and you really read it, and you get, now, you're only 12, you're only 7th grade, so you get a lot of it, not all of it. Man, I'm telling you, man, by the time you get to high school, it's going to be a breeze, other stuff. Dude, I get it. I get the little meaning here. I get the trip. This is why the story's so intense. And I'm really happy you're reading it, but I'm telling you, if you can get through the story, everything else is going to be a lot easier as far as literature goes.
So does the cat symbolize anything exactly? Because it does say in the story that after everybody was dead, it got up close to his leg and was like purring on him.
And what color is the cat?
Gray,
Gray cat?
I believe.
It's a gray cat? Oh, you have to look that up. I'm not going to tell you. That's good. You have to look up that symbolism of the cat. Serpent and a cat. All right? This is good. This is a lot of cool stuff in the story, man. Like I said, I used it in my short story.